You know, folks, I'm such a humble guy. No one's humbler than me. Um, I teach people how to be humble. Um, but enough with this. Enough with my humbleness, because I'm so humble. Uh, Cousin Stan, how
Hey
you
guys,
doing?
I'm very well. You know what? I had a nice little surprise appearance on that show on the Sunday. I can't remember what his name was, but anyway.
Oh yeah, you were on the big show, and I wasn't. That's kind of bullshit. But anyways, what's today's show about?
It's that thing called sleep paralysis.
Oh, I think that's a milkshake flavor at Burger King. Hit the music.
Did he say a milkshake at Burger King?
So, sleep paralysis milkshake. You got to be having some sleeping pills in there, right?
I'm going to Burger King asking for a sleep paralysis milkshake. I mean, I'm
I'd
intrigued.
like the sleep paralysis, please.
Dear. It's Friday night. It's obviously Paranormal again. How's the week been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I just had the best interview doing the one-on-one day after Valentine's Day with my good friend, the beautiful, the talented Natalia Markova.
You could have said one-on-one with a great one then. That would have been even more cool.
One-on-one with Natalia Markova, the great one. There we go.
Of course, I was at a show last week with obviously my sister, her first ever wrestling show. Great show. We obviously recorded Stevie Aaron's interview yesterday. That will be airing on Monday. So yeah, it's been a busy week for me as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up paranormal son of a bitch. I'm Canada Heaven Drive, baby.
Boom! And I'm, of course, the magician, and this is the only paranormal show made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans. The only one. There's not everyone out there, by the way.
And so, our main topic today is sleep paralysis.
Very interesting topic. When you sent me this, I'm like, yes, it sounds intriguing, and it's a good discussion.
Well, I think it affects everyone. It's not one of those things where, like only a few people see a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I think sleep paralysis, it hits everyone. And I don't buy the scientific answers to it because, like, we'll get into this a little bit later on, right? Because we got a loaded show. We got a jammed packed.
Always. We jam pack so much into the show. It's unreal. It's like I've got to click that button, that button, that button, that button, right that. Do you know what? It's always a jam pack show, though.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you're like for someone who you've only been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty damn good at running the buttons.
Yeah, the thing is, right, I mean, I'm not obviously too many. It's because I know exactly where everything is. So, for example, I know where the vault button is, ready for the next part. So I'm always thinking.
Now, I think it's important to use a mouse that you can move around, not on a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easier to move things around with the mouse. Would you agree? Yeah, and so I'm using a laptop. When I was doing it, it's like, is it working? You're pushing the button. Is that the same with the handpad?
But you know what? Even though I've been doing this for a while, and you've mentioned it there, it still comes with experience. Do you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I absolutely love it. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm here for. To make the show go smooth. But you know what? Enough about me. It's about us, right?
It's about. They made the statement on AEW Dynamite, the Darby Allin promo.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? All Friends Wrestling? And I'm like, well, AFW is All Friends, so
All Friends Wrestling. And what are punks?
We are the punks
That'll bring the funk. Do you know the password for
Of
the
course.
vault?
I say it every single time. I might even get it tattooed on myself so I don't forget it.
Well, I want to know if Tiffany knows what the password is. But without further ado, here is the vault. It looks like it's time to open up the vault.
Do you know the combination?
You know, we never said this before on this program, but that little segment of you and I talking with the laughter it's so good. It's a nice little segment.
It is, and do you know what? I love it. It's one of my favorite segments. I mean, I still get shivers watching that video from last week. Do you remember the one where my face just went boom?
Oh, the ghost with the reflection of the TV getting out of the rocking chair.
Oh yes, that was creepy. But
And the guy's reaction too. It's like, holy shit.
the thing is, right? Yeah, and obviously a lot of people watching this show is I don't watch these until obviously we put them on the show. So these are like my genuine reactions. Obviously, I know you obviously watch them, you know, like to send them, but I generally do not watch these. So everyone we played today, apart from the second one, because I sent you this, I've not seen it. So let's just basically crack on.
All right, we're gonna start with a fun one. Number 1, dinos on the beach. What the hell?
Let's have a look at this, shall we?
Little tiny dinosaurs just running on the beach. Look at this. Look, they're so cute. Isn't that mind blowing? Look what? Look at this. You put it forward and they're not dinosaurs anymore.
You know the thing is,
Did you fall for it?
Yes, because then I thought back to. Do you remember the image you sent me upside down? It looked like a massive like a UFO, and then you turned it upside down. It's a rock in a bit of water. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like videos like this because it's like the illusion. You're going, oh, okay, and then like you play it the other way. It's like, oh, I see.
Yes. To me, it changes, like, because you're looking for a certain thing they're telling you to look for. So your mind's programmed to look for that. But the moment they play forward, it's like, oh. We got Tiffany Trim in the comments. We got Shane in the comments.
What's up, buggers? What's going on, Shane? And yeah, I mean, that is definitely, I like that. I like to start off with a little bit of fun. Should we get on to number 2?
Number 2 is, this is the video you sent me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's play it.
Okay, this is called Creep in the Box. So the scary thing is, right, yeah, when I originally sent you that, I was expecting a jump scare, you know, when the box opened up, but it's just like, it just vanishes. It's just weird.
So there could be you could build this to have a secret compartment that slides the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see what's going on when that head is out. You only see it after. But whoever designed this thing, genius.
The thing is, I think you messaged me saying, I want this.
Oh, I would love to have this in my house. It's a fun little thing.
Yeah, I want to see if I can actually find it because it's definitely a weird one. I need a bit more of your backstory to this because it's just one of the weirdest videos.
Well, maybe they sell it on Amazon.
Well, that's when I'm going after the show. Let's have a look at Amazon, shall we? Check on the comments.
So Shane says, one of the Japanese scissor sisters has arrived. Come on, you gotta be nice to Akiaka.
You got to be nice. Come on now.
Oh, look at it. Calls him Salty Shane.
I thought, what? Is any in the comments again?
No, she's calling Shane that.
Let's move on, shall we, before we lose where we are. Number 3 is called, and this is one I've not seen again, it's called Motorbike. So here we go.
All right. We see this motorbike going along the road. He's about to pass his friend who he's riding with.
Yeah.
So he's passing him. But all of a sudden, he starts to slow down. Something's going on. Why is he stopping? All of a sudden, the bike is, his friend is gone. It almost hits him.
And there's nothing else. Where the hell is he gone?
Now, keep an eye out. See if that's a green bike. Can you see it? You can't really tell.
No.
And you can't really see anything in the mirror either.
No. The thing is, I'm not. It's a weird video, but there's not enough to go with because angles and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's more mysterious. A lot of people are wondering: did he get abducted on his bike by an alien? Because if you did get abducted by an alien, riding your bicycle or riding a motorbike, the vehicle would just crash, right?
Ghost Rider confirmed. Dear. Ghost Ride the whip, Ghost Rider.
Do you remember? Did you ever do this? You had your 10 speed or your BMX or whatever it was you had, and you would just let it ghost ride down a hill to crash up. Did you ever do that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah, you're like your bike's just trashed, but you just enjoyed watching it ride down.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those things. I think I ruined about 3 bikes just doing that.
Oh my goodness!
Right, we've got one more, and the name of this creeps me out, so I'm kind of skeptical of this one. This is called Scary Church. So here we go.
Oh, I
It's
love
nothing short of chilling. Mere moments after entering the property, the duo stumbles upon masses of wriggling maggots covering the church's carpets.
Maggots? Oh my god, it smells.
Observant viewers were quick to point out the grim association between maggots and demonic infestation.
Oh my god. I'm trying to step on them. Boy. That was disgusting.
Undeterred, the explorer... As they tread carefully, they start to hear what sounds like mysterious disembodied whispers echoing within the wall.
Was there an audio issue with that? You've sent me that because I've not edited nothing.
Yeah, I think something happened when the transfer, but you get the idea. There's maggots all over this abandoned church's floor. It smells bad. And then they open the curtain, and the playground, I guess whatever the hell it is, play fort or whatever, door slams shut by itself.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think the audio thing kind of like, I didn't know what to expect, but it was definitely a weird video with the maggot things.
Yeah, like You would think there would have to be something there for the maggots to eat.
Oh yeah, like some sort of flesh type thing. Like it could be like disembodied baby. I don't know.
Yeah, the maggots aren't going to be able to eat anything on that church floor and to turn into flies.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one. I still think I don't know, the creep in the box is still freaking me out.
You're focused on the creep in the box, the one that's obviously not real. We have a ghost, a demonic entity possibly living in an abandoned church. And you're like, what about that creep in the box?
I just like the name Creep in the Box. I don't know why. All right, there you go. I've said it.
That's true. But yeah, that is the vault. Thank you so much for watching the vault.
Now, I do believe someone's hello. Yep. So the intern said we've got somebody backstage.
Oh, this is awesome! I love when we have someone backstage.
So please welcome to the show, Mr. Caleb Bain. What's happening?
What's up? What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much that does it during my life.
You know, you have lived such an extraordinary life. You do all sorts of kind of things. So we talked to you on Dynamite in the Dark.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we found out you didn't give a Valentine's Day gift to your girlfriend.
Caleb,
So
what happened, man?
What happened?
My DF decided to be friends with me.
Oh, she broke up with you.
Oh wow.
It's okay to me and her talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine. But you know what I think it was, Caleb?
I know why.
I know why too. You forgot to give the Valentine's Day gift.
Yes, I did. I make a mistake.
Yeah. So, like, the important thing is you learn from this, and next time you have a girlfriend, Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah, that's a line.
Hello. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but apparently we've got somebody else backstage.
Oh, this is awesome! Oh, it's Caleb's ex-girlfriend! Oh my goodness!
Hi, do you guys have me? You guys hear me?
Hi, Caleb's ex-girlfriend. How are you doing?
I wish I could say I was doing better, but my heart's still broken for Valentine's Day.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What? Were you upset?
Yeah. Well, you see, not only did Caleb not give me a gift, but he also wouldn't hold the door for me. Back. I was like, what's up with that? You can't even hold the door for me? But really, what really did it all in? It's Caleb. Caleb refused to push my stool in.
Oh, that's not.
He wouldn't push my stool in, Caleb.
Alex, I know it's you, Alex. I know that voice. It's you, Alex. Make up.
Well, this isn't Alex. This is your ex-girlfriend on talking here.
It's Alex.
No, it's not Alex. This is your ex-girlfriend. She's phoning to let you know how upset she was.
I know that voice. I know that voice.
You think it's Alex Haney?
It's Alex Haney.
I can't even believe you won't know your ex-girlfriend's voice. I'm offended, Caleb. I gotta go.
Alex, calm down. Calm down.
Oh, she hung up on you. So upset. She hung up on you, left.
I know it's Alex Haney.
It's not Alex Haney.
Who is Bad Take Cade?
You know what? Let's talk about Bad Take Cade.
Okay, let's talk about him.
Okay, so you have an issue with Bad Take Cade.
Yes, I do.
What about Bad Take Cade pisses you off?
He's a fish. He's 50-50.
Oh, so you don't like how he smells, or he eats fish, or he is a fish?
He is a fish.
He's a fish.
Yes, with a big no mouth.
He has a big old fish mouth.
Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness. So you don't like Bad Take Cade at all?
I do as a friend, but in attack, he's a fish.
Okay, so you just like to tease him then?
Yes, I do.
All right, Bad Take. Anything else you want to say to Bad Take, Cade?
Tade, you're on my list.
Oh, you're on the list.
Basically, we should expect to Tade next week in AFW.
Well, thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Of course, we'll see if we can maybe straighten things out with you and your ex-girlfriend. But
Thanks for stopping by.
all right, we'll see you later. I couldn't believe that Caleb's ex-girlfriend called in.
No, neither could I. All I got told was somebody's backstage, and then I just pushed us through, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
He didn't. He thought it was Alex Haney.
No, imagine Haney. It wasn't Haney, was it? That's not Haney's voice, surely.
No, that is not Haney's voice at all. You couldn't pull that off. He'd be like, I'm talking like a Scottish girl.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. How do we recover that to take everyone all around the effing galaxy?
Okay, here we go.
And we're
So apparently Caleb's ex-girlfriend's still backstage.
Do we want to bring her back?
It's your call. Do you want to bring her back in?
Do you want to come and do the news with us, Caleb's ex-girlfriend?
Do you know what? Let's just bring her in.
I just want to say one more thing. Me and Caleb are never, ever getting back together. Never. Thank you for having me, guys. But yeah, never, ever happening again. Screw you, Caleb.
All right. Wow. Just wanted to come back and say it's angry.
Oh.
Angry and hurt.
Oh, dear. Can you just please announce the sponsor so I can have a couple of minutes to refresh?
All right. This is Kill City Cup. They're awesome. Check them out in the link below. Let's just play the video for Kill City Cup.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the balls.
Sorry, I didn't have the soundboard.
That is a great thing. Kill City Cup. Did you know that the original one hasn't been shown yet? The very first Kill City Cup.
I do know that because I remember you speaking to Luke Roberts when you had Gia on at the same time, and they did actually mention that. And yeah, I'm aware of that.
So I've been told that this thing could come out in the spring to see the first one. So they're releasing it backwards, pretty much.
Oh, okay, then fair enough.
And Brian Idol is in the first one.
Oh, so what's the difference between the first one and the second one? Or the second and the first one?
Different wrestlers. Two Cold Scorpios in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Idol's in that. Teddy Hart's in the first one is why it's taken so long to release.
Okay. This is going to be interesting, especially with Two Cold Scorpio and stuff like that. But hey, let's stay tuned for this one, right? Right then, so I've got 4 stories to talk about today, and I want to get the worst one out of the way. Unfortunately, now, in the line of obviously this scandal with obviously Vince, Ashley Mazzaro's name's obviously cropped back up for obvious reasons and stuff like that. And Ashley Mazzaro's friend says WWE board threatened her into silence after Q8 claims. I've got to be honest, this whole story actually really pisses me off, because if it is actually true that WWE forced her into silence, it's just wrong on so many levels. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the thing about Ashley is that okay, so you had this horrible thing happen to you in Kuwait.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the strike one against her personally, because
Yep.
she's got this one hurt against her, and it's this weight on her shoulders, and it's just this, it's a horrible thing that happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of that, she gets the weight of the world on her with this giant corporation telling her to shut up about it.
Yes, and do you actually know why they got told to shut up about this?
Because of the U.S. Army being able to have a good relationship with them.
But the thing is, right, and this is what really something I'm aggravated about is who gives a crap whether it's a good relationship, stuff like that. You've got a wrestler here who, do you know what I mean, everybody said that she was the nicest person ever. Something obviously has happened there. We're not going to go into details. People probably knows exactly what we're talking about.
Killed herself. So the weight of WWE not coming to her side and telling her to shut up about it, that could have very well pushed her over the edge.
Exactly. I mean, it was documented well that obviously since the WWE that she suffered obviously from depression and stuff like that. But the point of the matter is, I think Dutch said it best, is WWE thought more about the business side than the life side, and that's just wrong on so many levels. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah, well, for sure. Ashley Mazzaro was a great talent. I was a big fan at the time.
Yeah, I mean, was it 2007? I believe she was in WWE.
Yeah, she had such a cool look, like the punk sort of hot punk chick. Like, it was cool.
Yeah, the good thing is I actually remember as well is when she was coming out with Paul London and Brian Kendrick, if you remember that tag team back in the day.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. She had the great look, great personality, and there's so many great stories, what she was like. And it's just a sad thing all the way around, obviously, from what happened in Q8 to basically taking her own life. It's just sick on so many levels.
Well, let me just say this in general. Wrestling has so much scum on the top of it that we're just kind of covering the surface. In fact, Vince McMahon is a big fish, is why we're even knowing about it, because there's so many little things that get swept under the rug.
I think I have to kind of agree with that, but I also think now it's thanks to obviously Janelle Grant. I mean, if she didn't obviously basically bring this lawsuit to the public, nobody would know. Do you know what I mean? It could have been kept under the rug, like you mentioned there. But the fact that obviously she's come forward, she's shared all the details and stuff like that, and a lot of people now
listen, Liam. I can tell you this: I'm not going to say what wrestler it is, but I know for a fact that wrestlers are still sleeping their way to get on TV.
I don't doubt that one bit, and I'm sure we can think of a few people. I mean, I'm not going to mention names again.
No, we're not going to mention names, but this happens still today.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But this is not a wrestler. This is somebody who works within the offices type thing. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, to obviously end on this little segment here, we're going to.
I also want to say that if Stephanie McMahon is getting included in this, so if Stephanie McMahon is getting pulled into this, Triple H had to know too.
Yeah,
because they're husband and wife and they talk. So tell me that Stephanie McMahon isn't telling this story to Triple H.
No, not at all. And the other name which I've heard, which has been mentioned a few times, is Kevin Dunn. Now, I do believe he'll be dragged back into this as well. So this is not the end of the story.
I remember when Kevin Dunn left WWE, we're like, Kevin is done. And he had that chipmunk face.
Dear, but like I said, we're going to be doing a full show on that tomorrow. We're going to give our honest opinion and stuff like that.
Shane says that she dated Matt Hardy for a while.
I do believe that's actually true. Do you reckon to that comment?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that you kind of separate the new WWE and the old WWE. I don't think like The fact TKO is now in charge
Mm-hmm.
and there's no Vince. The last tie to Vince McMahon is kind of Triple H. It's who's the guy with something to wrestle with? What's his name? Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard. Yep.
Yeah, those guys are the only ties left to the old WWE. And so, honestly, if I was worried about a strong loss
Mm-hmm.
of anything hurting the WWE brand, I would remove those people associated with Vince at all.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more people to obviously leave there, but until this gets settled, I don't think it's going to get settled anytime soon. But it's painting a bad light for WWE. Do you know what I mean? They've just had the big thing with Netflix and stuff like that, but everyone's still talking, about this thing with Vince. It's like everyone's shocked. I'm shocked. I'm disgusted. I mean, there's so many emotions for me as a wrestling fan. I mean, did you read all the 67 pages, by the way?
No, all 67 pages.
So
Did
the weird
you
thing,
read them all?
I did.
Only 67 pages. Wow.
And to be quite honest with you, the more you read, the more worse it gets. So we'll move on, shall we?
I'm not going to. It can be summed up like this: what happened. You don't know. No one needs to know these details.
No, not at all. Should we move on?
Yes.
So Jake Roberts said that Shawn Michael was pitiful. He lacked everything. So on facing a young Shawn Michaels in WWE, oh, that was so horrible. Oh, that match stunk to high heaven. I had him in the ring, and I have the arm and twisted his arm. So I gave him the arm to squeeze for him to reverse it, but instead he just stayed on his knees and went, oh. He wouldn't get up and reverse it. I tried 2 or 3 times. Valiant just jerked him, clotheslined him, and DDT'd him, or whatever I did. Couldn't get him to do anything, man. Then it says on what Michaels lacked. On what Michaels was lacking at the time. Everything. He lacked everything. Oh my god, yeah, he was pitiful.
Okay. You got to send this story to me afterwards before you go to bed, because I'd love to maybe post this on the website. That sounds interesting. I think we're missing something in that story.
There's a few more extra points, but obviously for time, I will send you those to this.
So is this? We don't get Shawn Michaels' perspective in there at all. Why is Shawn being difficult here? There's got to be some sort of animosity between the two.
Yeah, then it doesn't say obviously on here, but I will obviously send you after the show so you can, I'll send it to you now so I don't actually forget.
Yeah. Nick the Snake has come out on numerous occasions blasting Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I can't understand why with the Shawn Michaels thing. I mean, we know he had the ego, so I've sent it anyway. So,
well, he said the same thing about Bret.
Yep.
He said that the Bret Hart that. Oh no, sorry, this is King Kong Bundy. I'm getting them confused. But King Kong Bundy said about Bret. He said he was good friends with Bret, and once Bret was world champion, I think there was some animosity between him and Bundy, because I guess Bundy never got that push.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So I think there was some jealousy going on.
Yeah, I just think Jake Roberts is just angry at a lot of people for various reasons. I mean, that's the only way I can think of it.
Yeah, sorry, I was referring to Bundy as well, but Jake Roberts, he felt that Shawn Michaels and Bret should never have been in the world title picture because they weren't giant guys.
I mean, the Shawn Michaels, when you could make that exception, Bret obviously was. I mean, you're a big, massive Bret, Mark. We both are. So you could say that for Shawn Michaels, but for Bret, oh man, he deserved to be in that picture.
I've seen some bad Shawn Michaels matches, but I have, other than like the ring falling apart at that one time, I've never seen a bad Bret Hart match.
No,
like never. Like You watch you if you were to just load up a Bret Hart match on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
it's pure elation. Whatever match he's in, it's just good.
Yeah, I have to agree. And that's the first thing I'm going to do after this. I'm going to find a random Bret Hart match and just see what I can come up with.
Yeah. So I was talking to Natalia Markova yesterday about Serena Deeb,
Mm-hmm.
and I always have a hard time getting an answer out of Markova when it comes to her favorites.
Yeah, I think we established that in the last one where a lot of people says, "Oh, what's your favorite thing?" And she kind of didn't avoid the question.
Well,
but...
this is what I forced her hand. I used my inside knowledge that she loves Serena Deeb, and I said, you can say you don't have a favorite, but I know for a fact that you would love a match with Serena Deeb, and it would be the best thing in the world. And so we both agreed that Serena Deeb is the best. Top 5. Natalia says she's the top 5 women's wrestler in the world
today, or
that's pretty high. That's pretty high praise.
Oh yeah, especially today as well. I mean, I'd have to agree with that. Let's be honest.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Serena Deeb, give that woman the world title.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got 2 more stories obviously to cover before we get into our main event. Jade Cargill.
Damn it.
Reasons why WWE pulled Jade Cargill from Elimination Chamber has finally been revealed. So let me just find it. Meltzer suggested that putting Cargill in a main event match that she is not going to win would not benefit her character. So apparently she's been pulled so it didn't affect her. I don't know. I mean, to be quite honest with you, what do you think getting pulled from Elimination Chamber? You want to build that momentum up, really?
Well, I think they want her first match to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think debut her at Mania.
Well, that's the funny thing, because apparently it's rumored that she will be facing Nia Jax at Mania.
Oh, I thought it would be Bianca Belair.
Well, that's what it says here. It's rumored to be Nia Jax.
What do you think, though? Who would you rather see her against?
I mean, the biggest star is obviously Belair for me personally, but who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But I'm hoping it's Belair. Some of these people, they just say stuff.
Yeah, it's Dave Meltzer.
They don't have insider source. They're just,
It's Dave Meltzer, by the way, so you can just tell.
Yeah, Meltzer's, for every one thing he gets right, he gets 3 wrong.
Which is really not bad stats, I suppose, but it's still wrong.
Yeah, but I can say stuff too as fact, and I don't know shit. I could just be stating my opinions of what's going to happen, and if I get one of them right,
mm-hmm.
then what, the odds are in my favor anyways, because things are logical. I can make up my whole rumor side inside. I don't know why I said horse. This isn't a race thing. Insider with Canada Dry.
Inside horse, apparently.
Yeah, me and you can just do an insider show where we make up shit.
There you go. Fact or fake.
And we'll be right about one thing and wrong about the other 3.
There you go. I mean, it works for some people. So
People will be quoting us. People will be quoting us, putting us in their little dirt sheet article. Oh my goodness! Just don't come back to this episode.
No,
and screenshot us saying this.
Somebody's going to do that, right?
Yes, of course. We're only kidding.
Of course,
just joking.
Course.
If we do an insider show, we'll actually have inside sources, unlike a lot of people. Do you think they bought it?
We'll find out in the next few weeks.
Oh my goodness, we're ridiculous.
No, yes, we are. Right, so we've got one more story to cover, and Jeff Hardy and Sammy Guevara on Rampage.
Can you hit Shane's last comment? Joseph H. Gary has insider sources.
Maybe we should get him on the show for it.
Joseph H. Gary, you around? If you're around, come on in.
Dear. But yeah, Jeff Hardy and Sammy Guevara. This is really shocking, to be honest. This injury, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest.
Oh, you gotta do you blame Sammy on this? Because like he's injured a number of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like he were injured Matt Hardy.
Yep.
That's the thing with these high rope that you got to be careful.
Yeah, and did you see the video where after obviously at Rampage was done recording, Matt Hardy was absolutely pissed. So,
Was he?
Yes, there's a video clip going around on Twitter where you can just see how angry he actually is. I'm sure he's like swearing at him or something like that. But
You'll need to send that to me too.
Yeah, I'll find it. No worries. But yeah, the thing is with high flying type things is it could go drastically wrong, and stuff like that. And we know what Sammy Guevara's like, in the ring, is high flying spot. But a lot of people are saying this is the time for the hardest to retire. It's just whole weird.
I hope that that Jeff Hardy's okay and he's not out for a long time.
No, not at all. It's terrible things, to like see, but we know injuries happen in wrestling, but it's just hope it's not too serious, to be honest.
It's my friend, Molly Duffy. How you doing, Molly? How you doing?
With a flag.
Haha.
And that, my friend, is everything I've got for the Galaxy news this week. Can you believe it? We're on 40 odd minutes and we're not even on the main event yet.
I know. This is gonna be one of those shows that goes on. Put up Molly's last comment. She wants us to get off her meme. We're stuck on her meme.
Memes. Sorry. What?
This is the meme.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Is it time?
It's time. It's time. It's story time.
So the weird thing is, Joseph Humble Garrett is now backstage.
Joseph H. Gary, come on in.
Hey guys, how you guys doing today? Are you guys humble today?
Humble.
Hey, just quickly on Caleb's date, my inside sources told me that he did not give her a gift at all. Is that true? That's what my inside sources were telling me.
I am shocked, Joseph H. Gary, that he didn't give her a gift for Valentine's. Like this is an obvious thing.
And you gotta, hold the door open for like a gentleman. I heard my inside sources again told me that he didn't even hold the door open. He wouldn't even open the car door open for my inside sources told me.
I heard from Liam. He told me this. He's my inside source.
What?
Liam told me this. He said this. He said, I heard Liam. I'm sorry. I heard Caleb is just about Netflix and chill.
Oh,
that's what he's
as somebody as humble as I am, Joseph Humble Gary.
Yeah.
I would have to actually say that's pretty humble of Caleb to be a Netflix and chill guy. It saves a lot of money to be cheap like that. I know a humble guy like me, I try to find ways to pinch pennies every so often.
Oh, you're the type that's gonna make a macaroni Valentine's Day card.
You know what? I saw that Shane LY experience. Write that in the chat that he should make it. I don't want to agree with that dick. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to tell you about my inside sources. Or no, you got a question for me? The cat with AIDS is just not doing well. The medicine's not taking. Guys, if you guys just put more money into the GoFundMe, I'm sure that eventually enough money will be perfect to get the cat AIDS gone. The cat's not doing too humble right now. That's all I could say. It's just not a
He's
humble
a
deal for the.
proud cat with AIDS.
Yes, yes,
All
sir.
right, we'll see you later, Joseph.
You guys have a great day. Thank you, gentlemen.
Cheers, pal.
Joseph H. Gary, that guy.
Right, this is going to be an overtime show for me.
Oh yeah. You're gonna be staying up late, but it'll give a chance for the sleep paralysis to take.
So I might do a JP and fall asleep on the line.
Oh my goodness, we get. Oh, you would get the revenge video from JFB.
Right then, let's.
I think we got a few clips from the show to put out later. Some good moments.
You're gonna have some fun like editing this.
Oh yeah, the Joseph H. Gary, the girlfriend, the whole Caleb thing. They can fit in a whole clip. It's great.
Right then, so for our main event, we're looking, like I said, at sleep paralysis. We a little bit of an introduction we said in the starting thing, and I'm going to be honest, it baffles me your mind. You know, what I mean, you mentioned like nightmare and stuff like that. The feeling like you can't move and stuff like that. It's just weird all the way around. To be honest, to explain it.
Yeah, I think everyone suffered a sleep paralysis in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we talk about sleep paralysis, if you don't know what it is, it's that moment when you wake up and there's a pressure on your chest, you can't move, and you can't talk. And you're very aware of what's going on. And sometimes there's a little bit of creepiness going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some presence or something.
And that's what today's show's about. So we've got, is it like 4 stories each, and then we've got his personal.
Yeah,
one
we
from
got
each
4 stories, and we're also going to tell a personal story that kind of went along with that.
So Canada Dry, kick us off.
All right, I'm going to tell my story because I think it hits hard if you start with your own story. I don't know if you're going to start with yours, but I'm going to start with mine. So I used to suffer this actually quite a lot when in my younger days. I would wake up and I would feel this presence in the room. Something's on my chest, and I feel like something is covering my mouth, so I can't talk. And I knew there was a demonic presence there. And I was freaking out. But as a Christian, you're taught to say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and I command you to go.
Okay.
But the problem is, if you can't mouth it, you still have a weapon.
Yeah.
Your mind.
Which is a very powerful
using
thing.
your mind, you say this, and God kind of uses it to set you free.
Wow.
So that's a little hint. If you are suffering sleep paralysis, you can say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and God will help you out of that moment.
And that's a personal one to you. That is.
And you know what? That's a knowledge is power moment right there.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
What do I feel like? We're like one of those Sunday morning churches.
Definitely something like that.
Only $7.99 a month. We will send you a little holy water, blessed by Liam, the magician.
So actually, I'm going to get my personal story out of the way as well. So we're going to start off. Mine's a little bit more shorter than what Canada Dry's was. So when I was younger, I always remember this. Like when you talked about sleep paralysis, I remember this story where I was in my obviously room, and your typical, you're in bed, and stuff like that. And it was around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, when you suddenly like wake up, it's like you're like in a, I said like in a daze and stuff like that. And in my own mind, fully believe that somebody was at that, the bedroom door.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So I was obviously where we are now, and see where my door is behind me. It was literally that distance, and I couldn't move, I couldn't speak. You know, you just zoned in on that actual thing, and to this day, I've still swore blind that somebody was at that door, but you know what I mean? And then after around 30 seconds up to a minute, you start to get your senses back and stuff like that. But when you mention sleep paralysis, that's the story I remember, and I'm like, it still bugs me now because I'm thinking, I felt like your mind, you're playing tricks on you, do you know, and stuff like that, which...
Yeah. What I want to kind of comment on is like, when you have a dream that is exactly like what your house looks like, and not some other place.
Yep.
Those feel like there's some sort of real spiritual thing to that. Because like it's like your spirit has left your body or something, and you're fighting this other sort of war still in your house.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, especially when you mentioned there, Joe, with the dream thing, and it's still the same like building and stuff like that. It's really weird.
Yeah, I had a dream a number of years ago that I was fighting a demon in my room.
Really?
Yes. And
Okay.
The cool thing is I won.
Well, not much I can say to that, is there?
Molly, oh my goodness. Molly, if you go back to the beginning after the vault, you're gonna see some amazing clips of Caleb and his ex-girlfriend. This is the highlight of the show. It's going in the show notes.
It definitely is. We've got to clip this and put this on the channel. We've just got to.
Oh, for sure.
Tiffany says, I have a personal story myself. I may come on and tell it. Oh, okay. Maybe that's for the future.
Oh, you know what? That's Tiffany coming on to tell her paranormal story.
I'm down for that. I'm well up for that.
You know what would be really cool?
Okay.
If we had people just coming on, like call-ins, calling to tell their stories. That would be cool if we could get a few of those.
We could also do it where we can, like, talk to them like one-on-one and get their stories and stuff like that, and put like a compilation video. There's so many things you could do with that.
Yeah, but I had so much fun with the call-in show on Sunday that I love it. It was so much fun.
But the thing is, the point I'm trying to make is sometimes people's not going to be available, on that certain time.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Is if you can't, that's another option, is just playing their video.
Yeah, I mean, the call-in show was brilliant. I mean, although Stan did my head in after the show, I was like, I did it. I finally was on the show. I'm like, you idiot.
And now the light one's pissed off because he didn't get to call in.
Maybe next time he could.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I believe
we got to tell the stories of the kind of the stuff on the internet.
Are we reading all 4 each, or we're going to save a bit of time, or?
We'll read all 4. We can keep this going, right?
I don't know. Okay, I might be asleep by the time the show's done.
All right. Okay, so this first sleep paralysis story comes from Amber Lynn on Facebook. She says, it happens every time I fall asleep on my back. I wake up and I can't tell if my eyes are open or shut, but I can see my whole room. A dark presence is lurking on top of my wardrobe, and as soon as I notice it, I try and scream, but I can't scream. I can't move. The darkness slithers down the side of my wardrobe, across the floor, and looms over the end of my bed. Then it creeps all over me, trying to invade my every orifice. I feel immense pressure, like it's pinned me down. It's pushing its way into my ears, eyes, and mouth. The darkness then screams a terrible screech into my face. I try to scream back until eventually I manage to jerk my head and everything disappears and I'm alone in the darkness. It's the most terrifying experiences. This woman has a way with words with her. She's writing this down. Like she's got some talent to
I'm
describe.
like, the funny thing is, I'm thinking it's like a movie, like where somebody just slowly creeps down from the corner.
This Amber Lynn, she's got a way to tell a story.
Yeah, that is definitely. And for some bizarre reason, when you were reading that story, I'm like looking around, going, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah, she's every orifice, my ears, eyes, and oh yeah, she's good.
That's a good one. I like that one. What do you reckon to that one?
Yeah, I enjoyed telling it. I got to dramatize myself.
So I've got another one here, and it's submitted by Dope Audio. That's just a cool name, by the way. I'm just going to say that.
Yo, dope audio in the house to you.
So says, once I fell asleep on the couch watching some detective show, I woke up and sat up and I was completely out of my body. I kept trying to lay down back into my body and wake myself up, but I just stayed asleep. I stood up and looked out of the back door and it was completely dark. I then went to the opposite side of my room and looked out the front window and it was bright and sunny and there was a little old lady sitting under a tree by the lake. I was like, what the fuck? I love that bit, by the way. I spent the next 10 minutes laying down and sitting back up and trying to attach myself back to my body and shake myself awake. I thought if I didn't get back in, my body would die and my soul would wander. I didn't want to leave my living room. How weird is that?
That's something else. That's something else. Like he's talking about leaving his body. That's not quite sleep paralysis. This is just like something another level.
The weird thing is like he went to obviously the back door and it's like dark, but then he went to the front. It's like heaven and hell. Do you know what I mean? It's like stuck in between.
Yes, some interesting stuff there.
And that is, this is giving me shivers. This one for some reason.
Yeah. Let me look at my next story here. The next story comes from Holly.
Mm-hmm.
The first time it happened to me, when I went for a nap during the day, I was lying on my side, facing away from my door. When I woke up, the sound of my door closing. I tried to turn around to see who had come into the room, but I couldn't move. My eyes were wide with terror. I could see everything in the room and what was going on. I heard this thing walking around my room. And then it sat on my bed. I could feel the bed dip from its weight. It then shuffled toward me, and it felt like it began to spoon me. It was extremely tall. I was trying to move so hard, but I was just laying still. The thing started breathing on my neck and tickling my back. It then stood up and left after a few minutes. This was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me.
So
this sounds like quite the experience with the sleep paralysis.
It does, but the thing is, how did you know she was? I hate to debunk this one, but she said that obviously she was like laying away from her door. So how did she know that this person was tall? Do you know stuff like that?
She felt the weight of the body on her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I hate to obviously debunk this type of thing, but if that person's like heavy, you won't be able to tell how tall they are based on the weight.
Well, you feel it on your body how we're.
Yeah. You get where I'm coming from, though, right?
I get. So you're saying that this could be her fabricating part of it, possibly, or fabricating it all.
I think some of this is a little bit fabricated. I don't want to come across as like a noob, by the way, John.
You just took a shot at noob.
Love you, noob. But yeah, I don't want to come across as an ass, but I just want to try and balance, that one out a little bit.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I can see where you're coming from.
But it's still a good story. I'm not going to deny
that. Oh,
yeah,
one. It's still creepy as hell.
This next one's cut from Anisha Fiona. So that's obviously, I presume it's like a username. This is a short one, by the way. It says, I see manifestations of horror in my bedroom at least once a week, from random people chilling on a chair at the bottom of my bed to creepy old ladies, swarm of flying ants or bats. The worst thing I saw was someone hanging right above my head. I couldn't move. I wanted to cry. I couldn't sleep in my room for a few days after that. The likelihood of this happening increases whether there's someone in my bed. This is Mega Orcs. Recently, some Tinder dude told me in the morning that I was like the fucking exorcist last night. And he blatant wasn't talking about activities that happened when I was awake. FML.
Oh my god. Fuck my life.
I love how this is worded. It's just like I see everything in this like room.
Yeah, that's creepy. The things above his head.
Yeah, the hand thing didn't really bother me, but it's like, can you just imagine that you laid down? It's like, oh,
And you can't move, and you just have to. You're forced to see it.
you imagine how creepy that'd be though. Just literally see a head.
I'm okay if we go over a bit because I want to delve into some ideas on this a little, after we get over this because there's something going on here.
There's definitely something. I mean, this could be a.
I don't think it's just this. They're trying to push this off as just scientific, but this has been going on forever. I guess it's my story.
Hold on a second. I want to tell you about the guys about my time in Pennsylvania, maybe in chat soon or at the effing one. Then I'll tell you the story in the show.
Okay. This is from Sophia. I started experiencing sleep paralysis during the exam period of my first year at university. A very stressful time for me. The first time it happened, I woke up with the feeling that I was being suffocated. My bed was literally swallowing me up. The more I panicked and the faster my pulse and breathing became, the quicker I was disappearing into the bed. I couldn't move a muscle, and my attempts to scream were silent. After I calmed myself down, I kind of drifted out of my paralyzed state and woke up completely. The second time it happened, I awoke to see a very tall man standing by my door holding something behind his back and moving towards me very slowly. Once again, I couldn't move and I couldn't make a sound. It is definitely the most terrifying experience. Everyone's kind of writing that in there, so it's the most terrifying experience of my life.
Now, the one thing I want to pick up on there, you mentioned like stress. Do you remember the intro video we watched before we obviously came on the air? One of the things it did actually mention was, like stress and stuff. So I'm thinking, if this is obviously like we mentioned, is it taking advantage of like, people being stressed, like fatigue, stuff like that?
Well, we also want to look at that. We're in the most vulnerable state when we're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're pretty much, I always encourage people to pray before they go to bed, pray for protection. Just don't go straight to sleep. Just say a quick little prayer and say, Jesus, or even just God, please watch over me while I sleep and protect me from any attacks like this.
Yep. There you go. So I think is it my next one now? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. This is from Charlotte, and this is again a short one. I kind of go for the short one so we can, discuss it a little bit more. Now, this is I got sleep paralysis a couple of times when I was a kid, but it really got bad in my second year of uni. I would wake up unable to move and feeling someone sitting on my chest. It got worse when I start to see things, always in the corner of my room. A dark figure I knew was watching me. Sometimes it would whisper things, which of course would freak me out. One time I was dragged down the bed by this dark figure, unable to stop it, but I managed to force myself to wake up. When we moved out of the house after a second year, the sleep paralysis stopped, and I only had 2 episodes in the 6 years since.
Wow.
Now, that last statement there, it says like it stopped once they moved out. This is weird. That's a little interesting thing there.
Yeah, could it be that your house was being some sort of demonic presence that lives in your house.
Yeah. Do you know, now we're hearing all these stories and stuff, I'm starting to think, is it more, do you know, like the paranormal thing? Is it something like demonic and stuff? Is it taking advantage of like your paralysis, like sleep deprivation, hallucinations, you know, all these type of stuff?
Yeah, I think it just comes back to the fact that you're in your most vulnerable state. It's taking advantage of that you're in your rest state, and
Hmm.
it's preying over you when you're in your rest state.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think that statement you just made there, and you mentioned it a few times now, I have to agree. Everything obviously we're talking about now is, I'm kind of agreeing with what you're saying here.
Yeah, and I can't wait to share what my connection is gonna do for everyone here at the end of this. But we got one more story.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Lola. And she says, my worst experience with sleep paralysis was after I'd been up all night doing an essay. When
Mm-hmm.
I finished, I immediately dozed off. The next thing I knew, I thought I had completely woken up, except there was a shadow demon looming over the end of my bed. It didn't have a face, but could feel it staring at me, and it felt like pure evil. I, I tried with my whole body to scream, but nothing came out, which only made me panic more. I felt like the demon was about to attack me. Then his head twitched to the side, and he pounced on my chest, sort of thrashing at me. I felt like it was suffocating me. I tried to close my eyes again and put all the energy into trying to wake up and move my body. The whole time with the demon hallucinating, still attacking me. While I was finally awake, I lay in bed for about an hour, shaking, next to tears. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I thought it was just really a vivid nightmare until a few months later when I read about sleep paralysis online.
Wow. And do you know one thing I've just realized as I was just looking at my stories there? Have you noticed a lot of these stories are submitted by, like females?
Yes, it's almost like another prey sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's making you think, like, is these like male, like, it's horrible to think of that, really, when you think about it.
Well, some of this involves. I've read some of them that some of these like to have sex with the victims.
Yeah, this is more dark than what I think.
Yeah, the incubus and the succubus demons.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's what they're into. Is
Wow. That is creepy as
you
hell.
might not see it, but you would feel it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Wow, this is really. I'm gonna be honest. This is a complete. Like my brain is just like, what the hell?
Yeah, you got one more story to tell, right? But I
I
think this
have.
one here, before you go going, I think this one here is the best description of what we're talking about with the sleep paralysis.
Oh, I think, yeah. Every story. I think that one you've just mentioned there, and I think the first one's probably
Well,
the
she
two
doesn't
which.
dramatize it. She just says what happened and how it made her feel.
Which is the key thing. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Yep. So we've got one more story, and this is from Beth again, a female. Do you know what I mean? This is kind of weird. And it says the following: I have terrible hallucinations as I try and fight my paralysis. I sometimes flit back and forth between reality and my dream, so I can see my room and have my eyes open, but the creature from my nightmare is also in my room. It's genuinely petrifying and has made me feel I'm actually being possessed, which in turn makes me feel like I'm going crazy. It used to last only a few seconds, but recently it's getting longer and longer. That's terrifying when you're conscious of it. You feel trapped inside yourself for a significant long period of time, maybe 10 minutes. It's horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I wish there was a real cure so I never had to go through it again. The best I can do and try and avoid technology before bed and make sure my bedtime is set time for every night and give me a routine. I gotta be honest, this kind of goes into a little bit more detail how it makes them feel, do you know,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. Um, just remember, if this happens to you and you can't speak, remember to say, "In the name of Jesus, I command you to be off of me." Go straight to hell.
Is that knowledge is power?
That's a knowledge is power. Go straight to hell, dude.
Kind of did that deliberately when you said go to straight to hell to cut you off. Do you know what? It's making me think a little bit. It's like maybe there is like more, to it than what we think.
Okay, so I've always been saying that I think that aliens are actually demons.
Yep, you've said that quite a few times. I remember.
And so whenever something happens, I like to connect that dot together because a lot of these alien abductions happen like a sleep paralysis. And it's very often described exactly the same as a demonic sleep paralysis. Like we just told all these stories with demonic stuff. But the alien ones are very, very, very similar.
Yep.
They appear at the end of your bed. Often there's levitation involved. But my connection is aliens and demons are the same thing via that connection. They're doing the same patterns, exactly the same.
And the thing is, you're absolutely on point there because the similarities between them both is pretty, noticeable and stuff like that.
Yeah. And like if you look at the alien agenda, it's to take the focus off of God and onto themselves. Just like a demon would want.
I think that's a fair comment, yeah.
Yeah, so that's my case for Aliens or Demons Part 7.
Guys, obviously for everybody who's watching the show, you can make your own obviously mind on the sleep paralysis thing. You could even research it yourself. You can go down an entire rabbit hole. I'm sure we can as well.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of a neat topic to talk about, less story based, but more experience based, right?
Yeah, and the fact that we started with the two personal stories, I think it made it a bit more, nice and relaxed.
Yeah, there's a really fun, interesting story, show altogether. We've had everything on this show.
I'm gonna love editing this. I mean, there's so many clips we can literally spread out on this. It's unreal.
Yeah, we got to get that Caleb and his ex-girlfriend trending.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget, this has been brought to you by our second sponsor, which is FTW Wrestling. Now, you spoke to Natalia Markova yesterday. Brian Idol's obviously another friend of the show. And this is their training school, right?
Yes, this is FTW Academy. The perfect place to get trained by two very, very, very good wrestlers. Natalia and Brian Idol, how cool would that be to just be part of that? I'm a little too old and the tooth or long in the tooth to be doing this. But Liam, there's still hope for you. Could you imagine yourself being a professional wrestler?
Do you know the thing is, right? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said that I've got the stature for it. Obviously, I'm quite tall, a little bit, not saying bulky and just stuff like that, but.
Well, you know what? Look at Gunther when he first started. He was a little bit flabby.
Yeah, I do. And the funny thing is, somebody said that obviously on one of our previous shows is you're never too far from a training school anyway. Yeah,
look at how DDP got involved, and he started late, so there's always hope. But that's a rabbit trail to say go down to Largo, Florida, and join FTW Wrestling. It's $250 a month.
It's a little video to give you guys a little insight.
Determination, perseverance. These are the qualities that make a champion. Do you have what it takes to be the next wrestling superstar? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy, we can help you become the champion you were meant to be. Our world travel trainers, Brian Idol and Natalia Markova, are well-known industry professionals with years of experience in the world of wrestling. From the basics to advanced techniques, they are dedicated to help give you the tools that you need to succeed in the ring. Our training program is tailored to challenge you, push you to your limits, and help you discover your full potential. Come join our diverse group of talent. Join us at Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy and make your dream a reality. Visit our website or contact us to learn more and start your journey to the top today.
Today.
We even had Natalia do that yesterday when I said today. She says, today.
Yeah, so what we got coming up, obviously, for the rest of the week, we've got the Magic of Wrestling tomorrow. We're going to be doing, I've got the image here somewhere. Vince, a legacy destroyed by money.
It should be an interesting topic. Maybe more news will come out about that along the way.
Yes, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reacting to a lot of people's responses. That's including Eric, Dutch Mantel. There's going to be a few more, so that's obviously tomorrow at 6:30.
Don't forget Brett. Brett has a good line in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing his. No, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't do anything if I saw someone kicking his head around the parking lot.
So that's tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. UK time, 1:30 Eastern. And then, of course, that evening is the Garage.
No garage.
Oh, no Garage.
There's no collision on Saturdays this week. We're getting bumped for the playoffs.
Oh, okay. And what about Sunday? How we wrapping
We
the week up?
We're gonna be doing Black History Month. We're gonna be doing the greatest black wrestlers of all time.
Oh, okay, that's exciting. And that's usual time as well, 6:30 p.m. UK,
And
1:30.
I guess we got on the show with us.
Oh.
We got Kush Money.
Oh.
On the show with us. And he's gonna make it's a draft style. And he's gonna make the very first selection of our African legends. African American legends.
Excellent. Of course, my interview, which I did with Stevie Aaron, will be dropping Monday, same time as usual, 6:30 p.m., 1:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, obviously all the t-shirts.
You know what? I've said it before. I made the claim on the Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. I'm going to make this bold statement again here. Swerve Strickland will become the greatest black professional wrestler of all time.
Interesting. Do you know what? I'm not against that. I think
this is my bold statement. He will become the greatest black wrestler of all time.
I'm not against that. I think that's a good idea. He's a great in-ring talent. I feel like he's got the mics. Yeah, I have to agree. I've got to be honest. I fully agree with that statement.
Yeah, the only way is if he gets fumbled and doesn't get booked properly. But he's on this. He's got such a the fans love him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a heel, but the fans love him.
Yeah, we see that a few times where you're like, you're a heel, but the fans love you, by the way.
Yeah, so like, I think he's almost on MJF level right now. Almost.
Not quite there yet, but almost.
Oh, not quite MJF level, but he wins that world title.
Mm-hmm.
He's on top of the world.
Oh, 100% he's on top of the world.
Like, you look at a long-time career, even if he doesn't stay in AEW,
mm-hmm.
and WWE manages to steal him away. The only way they're stealing him away is with more stardom.
Yeah.
So he's only going to get bigger if he leaves AEW as well. So the sky's the limit for this guy.
It is. I'm excited to see where he obviously goes. I'm a massive fan of Swerve, so again, I reiterate that statement. I have to agree.
But of course, we have some shirts. Of course, you can get the Hot Wheels shirt. You can get the Ghostbusters shirt. You can get Natalia Markova wearing the Evan Wrestling shirt. I love it. I showed those on the show yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, those were good times." Those were good times.
And of course, tell everybody about the old school.
And of course, we run Adrian Adonis's Pro Wrestling Tees. Such a privilege to be associated with, to me, one of the greatest wrestlers of the 80s. You know, for his size, he could do some. He could go.
Ooh.
So Visit Pro Wrestling Tees/Adrian Adonis. Check it out. Buy a shirt. That middle finger one, by the way, is a great shirt.
It is. That's my next one I'm going to order.
Oh, for sure. I got to get the Adrian Adonis middle finger shirt. How can I not have that?
I'd expect you to have every single shirt design we've got for some reason.
Well, it's so hard because, can't have every shirt. But I definitely got to get the Adrian middle finger. Like, I think it's my next shirt I'm buying.
Okay. So, anything else? Have we wrapped anything up?
So we're running a bit late, so I'm just going to say this. Liam, put your fists in the air. Wave around like you just don't care.
Woo!
And remember to just keep fighting.
Canada Dry has this interesting theory.
Mm-hmm.
Because demons are aliens, aliens are demons. But here's my theory.
Go ahead.
I think aliens and leprechauns are the same thing.
Why?
Because they're magically delicious!